Okay, so we're going over essential motocross skill, the rear brake tap. It's pretty simple. Like the mechanics of it is just pull in the clutch and tap the rear brake. So just pull in, tap the rear brake. When to use it, you mostly use it on jumps that you're on the throttle hard. Like if there's jumps that you kind of just like just off the throttle, the bike will kind of just naturally arc. But if you on it hard, it's gonna want to stay up in flight. So in that case, because you're going fast and the front end is up at about the peak of the jump, you pull in the clutch, tap the rear brake, it'll bring it down. You gotta make sure you pull in the clutch or you're gonna stall the bike, and you don't want to stall the engine and then land, and then especially with the 4 strokes, they got a lot of compression. It might, it's gonna lock up the back and you might crash. So the easiest place to practice is like on a small tabletop that you already can clear, because you don't want to do it like on flat ground, because you're gonna tap the brake, it'll like nosedive. But if you can do it on a tabletop, and so you can tap it and then land on the downside, so you can get used to that. But make sure it's a smaller one. You don't want to be going on a like freaking Kong wide open and practice on that. So but I also use it on the mountain bike. Mountain bike, you just tap the rear brake, you don't have to pull in the clutch. So other times I use it if you gotta get extra distance, you kind of gonna stretch out, and you kind of, it's called like a air wheelie. You pull the bike up, and then up to your waist, you're gonna kind of be going like that, pull it up, and then you tap the rear brake and then bring it down. It'll give you a little bit extra distance. But this whole process, you gotta make sure you're neutral body position. You want to be off the back, like panicking. You gotta be kind of neutral. Then the effect of locking the back brake, it'll be more pronounced. Like if you're hanging off the back and just tap it, it won't have the effect. Like if you're neutral and then in attack position and tap it. So, and then the counter of that is if you're nose diving, you just go wide open on the throttle. So that's the advantage of like as opposed to a mountain bike. Mountain bike, you're nose diving, you're along for the ride. The dirt bike, you still got a fighting chance. You can go wide open and it'll bring the front end up. So lock the back brake to drop the front, wide open throttle to bring it back up. So